everybody. Thanks for joining us. Nic and Mel here. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking about self-care. So as you know, losing a spouse is one of the most devastating things that could potentially ever happen to you in your lifetime. And I know for myself, and I think the same for you, Nic, we didn't do that well looking after ourselves after our husbands passed away. So I guess we're going to talk a bit about our journey of self-care right from the start of losing our husbands and sort of where we're at with our self-care at the moment. So we've got a range of different things we'd love to share with you. Hopefully you'll get some ideas of things that have worked for us, and you'll, go and try those for yourself. Because at the end of the day, our health, our physical health, our mental health, and our spiritual health are all really, really important.
If there's anything self-care wise that we need to talk about, it is decent sleep. And when you're grieving, it's the one thing we can't seem to get our hands on. A lot of people have trouble getting out of bed. It's a very common thing that we hear from the widows that we know and what we've experienced personally. How hard it is to get up in the morning, particularly in your early days of grief, and how it just feels so pointless. And you just want to hide away from the world and keep the covers over your head. It's just so important to do everything you can to find a way to sleep at least a few hours.
Use these.
Get one of these if you need to. I have one. It does make a difference. It shuts the world out. What about you? How have you been with sleep?
I think I've been a bit better than you. I know that when we've spoken about sleep, you've spoken about your struggles, and I'm like, I've been sleeping okay. So I haven't really had massive issues with sleep, which has been good. I think in the early days, quite restless and not being able to get to sleep, but I feel as though I'm doing okay. A few things I found helpful before going to bed is either doing just at home, just doing a slow kind of yin yoga style little session for yourself, or even like a little meditation, or even just listening to some sort of calming music before going to bed, I think can be quite helpful as well.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
I used the Calm app
for
quite a while,
okay.
and listened to guided meditations. If I woke up in the night, that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
And one of my sons was using the Calm app as well. If he was lying awake at night and felt really awful, he was turning on the guided muscle relaxation, and that was absolutely a game changer for him. I've really enjoyed it. I certainly like the ones that are narrated by Matthew McConaughey. Very calming.
His voice.
So he's just like, he's got this groove, and your mind just comes down a few levels.
I haven't heard them.
So good to listen to.
Okay, sounds interesting.
He's on the Calm app. I haven't spent many days in my pajamas, but of the times that I have, it feels quite nurturing. But it did slow me down. Did make me feel. I feel like it made me feel a bit sadder. Because I'm quite active and I like to be moving all the time, and just being in my pajamas, although it gave me a chance just to slow down, it also made me feel a little more lost. I know you've spent much time in your pajamas.
So in a previous episode, we did have a chat about me hiding away in a cave. That was my way of coping, just to block out the outside world. So I did have many pajama days where I struggled to get out of bed. I didn't want to leave bed. I didn't see the point. I was grieving. I was depressed. I just wanted to stay in bed all day and just mope around and cry. And in a way, I'm sort of glad I did that, because I felt like that's what I needed at that time. And I felt like I just needed to honour that, to be honest, and just work through my grief in my own way and in my own time. So I think it's okay that if you're grieving, it's okay to stay in bed if you need to. It's okay to have more sleep if you need to. I don't think that you need to feel pressured to sort of, get up and see people and do things. I think you need to honour your feelings and emotions, and
100%.
Yeah.
I agree. I think if that's what feels good for you, then do it. And I think that's something that we all realise as we go through this journey is if it works for us and it doesn't work for someone else, it doesn't matter. It's whatever works for you. There's things that I've done for myself that haven't worked for Mel, and vice versa, and other people that we know. And in a way, I see this a little bit as a fight for my life. That's how it feels in my mind, a fight for survival and to pull it back together and to want to live and to want to move forward. And so whatever I can do to keep moving myself towards my future and towards wanting that, I'll keep doing. So if that's a day in my pajamas and it feels good on that day, I'll do that. And, if for Mel that's 365 days in her pajamas.
Oh, slight exaggeration.
She might be an expert in pajama.
I am expert
therapy?
in this field, actually. But pajama therapy, I like that. It was actually pajama and dog therapy, because whilst I was in bed, I had my 2 dogs with me as well. So I got lots of doggy cuddles, and that was very, very healing for me as well. So if you do have pets and animals, let them in the bed as well.
No, my dog's not getting in my bed.
Oh,
he's too big.
Mine do.
He's too big, and he spreads out. His weight takes up too much room. It's never going to happen.
I mean, I don't have small dogs.
No, you
I've got
don't.
medium-sized dogs.
Yeah.
But no, I just find comfort because my husband isn't in the bed with me anymore, and my dogs literally sleep in the bed with me every night, and I get great comfort from that.
Your dogs move along a bit more feather-like. They seem quite, considering their size, they seem quite light on their feet.
They're very considerate of me.
My dog, Douglas, his name's Douglas. He's like an elephant.
He doesn't look like that, though.
There's no way. I'm already sleepless enough. There's no way he's coming in my bed. So anyway, that's just something we wanted to talk about that has helped or not helped us.
Yeah, exactly. Other things that have helped us is being in nature. We're big lovers of nature, aren't we? And,
Yes.
and nature is so, so healing.
Yeah, absolutely. I've done a lot of walking. So have you.
Yeah,
We've both done a huge amount of walking, and even if it's short walks, even if it's just walking the dog in the morning, there's just something very peaceful about it. It just brings me down to a certain kind of level of calm, and I don't know, it clears my mind. In the early days, after losing my hubby, I used to, this is so morbid, I used to listen to the funeral songs over and over and over, and I don't know what I was trying to achieve.
I couldn't do that.
I just, and then from there, once I kind of had smashed that out enough times, then I moved on to his playlists, the songs that remind me of him, or songs that were his favourites, and that would be my music I'd listen to each time I was on a dog walk, and it was just, man, it kept me stuck.
That's quite torturous to do that to yourself.
It was shocking. I don't know why I did it, but it felt like I was keeping him close.
Yeah.
You know, when you start that feeling that where you're starting to lose them a bit, and you feel like they're getting further from you.
Yeah.
It felt like I was holding him closer by doing it. And then I read this book on Buddhist mindfulness techniques. It was called mindful walking, actually, and one of those things was to not listen to anything music wise or whatever, just to listen to all the sounds in nature. So it said go on a walk and then listen to every single thing you hear. So when you put your foot down, did it crack on a stick, or was it on gravel and you heard some gravel move? Is there any wind coming through the trees? Can you hear any birds chirping? You know, like pick up a leaf while you're walking and hold it in your hand and crunch it. And I started to do that. And it actually completely drew me away from the music, listen to the music, and my walks became so much better for it. It gave me an escape.
And it's also visually what you can see as well. So visually, I can see a beautiful bird in the tree, or look at the crashing waves. But one thing that I started doing when I have my beach walks, I've started to, I haven't told you this yet, you might think I'm a bit wacky, but I've started to
just
hum.
like any other day.
I started to hum when I walk, just like, just make up your own song, because humming is meant to vibrate all through your body, and it's meant to make you feel amazing.
Right.
So try it, honestly. Try that. When you go on your walk, try humming.
Raises your vibration, does it? Interesting. I have not heard this.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel better? Like you...
Yeah, I think so, yeah, because it's like music vibration in your body, and so it's healing.
There you go.
Yeah.
So walking's been something we've really enjoyed. Really has brought me back to life in a way. I just enjoy being in nature, and I feel like that shuts out the world, and everything gets quiet. All the noise of trucks and, daily life and cars moving around and, people talking and all that kind of stuff. Is when you're in nature, that all goes away, and you just get to be at peace and with your thoughts, and it's so calming.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Nick and I, we've climbed a few mountains, and just being at the top of those mountains, just sitting there, taking in the beauty of nature.
Yeah.
Very, very peaceful.
Absolutely.
And you can't hear anything up there. It's all super quiet. So you're just at one with nature and with yourself, and yeah.
So if you've got anywhere to go walking, and you might think, oh, there's nothing in my area, but dig around. There, even if it's just walking out your gate and around the block, it's enough. But think about what's about the area. If there's little walks, if there's any little waterfalls near you, if there's a dog park to walk your dog to, if there
a lake, walk around a lake.
Yeah. Waterfront, whatever you have around you. If you're out in the country and you can't think of anything that's nearby, walk along a country road. That's really peaceful too. So yeah, I think that's been something really good for us.
Yeah, actually, you went for a walk this morning, Nick, and you told me what you did.
Yeah, that's right. I had to think then for a minute.
Yeah, share with our watchers what you did.
This week I had a really good experience, and I won't go into it, but it was a very healing experience, and it's left me feeling very light, and I feel like that played into this. This morning I was walking along this country road with my dog, and I felt very, very happy all of a sudden, and very peaceful. And I was listening to some amazing music, and it wasn't funeral music. And I just put my arms out. Sorry, Mel. I just put my arms out and just spun like that. Just spun around and around, closed my eyes and spun around and around and around on the road. And obviously there was nobody there to see me. And I felt like I was on top of the world when that happened. And it felt really good.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Now, the ocean for me also is a great place to go in nature. Love walking on the beach, love sitting on the beach, love swimming in the ocean. So that for me has been very, very healing.
Early in the morning, before the sun appears, before the world has even stirred, let's get out of here. We don't need to hurry, the road ahead is clear. Let's follow the coast as far as it goes, or until we disappear.
So let's talk about diet here. Let's talk about nurturing ourselves or lack of nurturing ourselves. And I certainly didn't do a very good job of nurturing myself with the right foods. There were many days that I literally drove down the road, went through Macca's drive-through, got myself a cheeseburger with extra pickles and chips and sundae, and drove back home, crawled back into bed and just ate that in bed. So bad, right? But I needed it at the time.
There were times that I heard from you when you were having like a rubbish day, or I haven't heard, or more like hadn't heard from her, and sent a message, and her answer was, "I'm in bed with Macca's and a bottle of wine." And like only another widow can go, all right, well,
fair enough.
Goodo.
Yeah.
You stay there. You stay there until you feel better.
It was quite normal back in the early days. What can I say?
The diet's hard yakka. I had a lot of people cooked me some really beautiful meals in the early days.
You're lucky. I didn't get that.
I know you didn't, and it sucks. And I know how lucky I am that happened. And still, I have to say, I've got beautiful neighbours that bring me beautiful meals up sometimes, and sometimes I think it's the best meal I've eaten in weeks or months. Sometimes when someone brings a meal up, because I just do the bare minimum, and there's not a whole lot of energy left to cook anything of substance,
Actually, I do want to correct what I just said before. Nobody bought me meals. However, I did move in with my brother for 6 weeks. So he actually, him and his partner cooked me dinner every night. So I can't complain too much about that. So I was quite lucky.
Yeah, that's nice for those first few weeks, hey?
Yeah.
They're really important.
Because I probably wouldn't have eaten at all.
No. Well, you don't have the appetite either.
No, and
you've really got to remind yourself.
Yeah. And even when I did get my own place, I didn't want to cook. I didn't cook. I was eating a lot of rubbish, yes, pizza, Macca's, and I was emotionally comforting myself with food, right? I was emotional eating. And then some days I'm like, oh, I'm going to be healthy. And then I would just get a tin of chickpeas out the cupboard and just be like, I'm healthy, I'm eating chickpeas.
Yummy.
And,
Sounds delicious.
So there was lack of nutrition, there was lack of variety in my food. I
didn't think my appetite would ever come back in those early...
Oh, the first week, 2 weeks.
The early weeks,
gosh.
I was just like, I don't know if I'll ever be hungry ever again.
Yeah.
It was just gone.
Yeah.
So something else that I've just started doing for myself, I'm 3 months in, I'm taking Elle Macpherson's, I don't know if you remember Elle Macpherson, the body, the lucky
gorgeous
woman.
lady.
Lucky woman. She has some greens developed by a naturopath, and I take 2 teaspoons of the powder each day in water, and it took about 4 to 6 weeks, and my energy levels just went like that, and my skin was better and looked healthier, my hair seemed healthier, my sugar cravings stopped, and when the sugar cravings stopped, and then I stopped eating all those Tim Tams, I felt a lot better. That sugar high and that sugar dump, that's all gone, because I hardly ever have sugary foods now. So I think that's actually been a really good thing for me, because I don't eat a lot of greens, I don't eat a lot of fruit. Like I say, I cook to the bare minimum. My kids are starving. That's sad. They can eat.
They're big boys.
They can eat furniture, and my cooking is absolute rubbish. So yeah. Just look around for things that might be worth trying, supplements and what have you.
I mean, for me, I actually went down the pathway of Ayurveda. I delved into that because I knew that I wasn't eating properly, and I wasn't getting enough nutrients that I need from my body and my mind. And so, I delved into Ayurveda. I went and saw an Ayurveda doctor. And, we just talked a bit about what's been going on in my life and my diet and this and that. And, he put me on a really good plan of eating well and, what I can incorporate into my diet and what suits my body type. And I actually found that I learned a lot of really good recipes with lots of veggies, lots of fruit, lots of healthy things like, legumes. And what I actually found was, just from starting Ayurveda, and I'm not a hardcore Ayurveda person, I'm sort of taking bits and pieces from it that suit me and leaving out some bits that I don't like so much. But it's actually helped me create healthy habits in my life. Not only eating, but just other healthy habits. So I think that's really helped me, And
you do look healthier. I actually think we both look healthier. When I think back 6 months even, or even 3 months, I actually think we're both looking a lot healthier than we did.
Well, we were also pretty unhealthy because we were eating whatever and drinking whatever. Now, fast forward, 6 months, we have cut the alcohol quite a lot.
Yes.
And we are eating much more healthily now. And
Absolutely.
so I know for me personally, I feel a lot better.
Yep.
With cutting the booze and cutting sugary food, cutting really fatty food, and just eating better.
I totally agree. The alcohol was key. Mm-hmm. Cutting that back. Mm-hmm. I'm now just drinking socially again when I'm with people.
Yeah, same.
Not every night like I was. I'm eating a lot of like you were talking about legumes. I'm eating a lot of nuts. I'm eating a lot of.
Is that why you're nutty?
Yep, that's right. By the day, nuttier. I'm eating a lot of fish, salmon. Even for my lunches, I'm doing a lot of salmon on crackers.
So good for you. Good for the brain as well.
It is. Lord knows she needs that. I feel so much better not having all the sugar. And as soon as I have something sugary and go, oh, you know what, I'm going to have a little treat, and I have it, straight afterwards. Or if I go to McDonald's, I just go, no, you know what, I've been really good. I'm just going to have some McDonald's. I don't just go in there and go, can I get a cheeseburger and drive away? I go, I'll have, because I don't have it very often now, can I have a cheeseburger and a large fries, 10 nuggets? Could I get a hot apple pie and some hot cakes? And also, can I get like a vanilla shake and a McFlurry? Like, it's ridiculous.
I need to go to Macca's with you.
It's bad, but I only do this every few months. And when I do it, then I do it big, and I feel rubbish.
Of course you feel rubbish.
So it's better. Order more, ruins you. It'll be gone for months.
Though, next time you're going to do that massive Macca's run, please send me an invite.
I'll let you know. So that's what it's done for me. I feel so much better. So yes, absolutely. Can't fly the flag high enough for healthier eating, dropping the alcohol, a little bit more activity and exercise. It's made a world of difference.
Yep.
For sure. We still fumble around trying to find our way through all this. I've certainly fumbled my way through sleep in a massive way. These things come months apart where you're working on one thing, and where once upon a time we could go, right, I know what I need to do for myself. Now you flounder around for months on end going, oh, I'm a disaster. I can't sleep. I'm not eating well. I feel yucky. And it takes a long time to actually go, oh, hang on. It might be my diet, or hang on, I might pull the alcohol back, or, don't think this has come easily to us either.
Now, there's one fun thing that we've enjoyed doing in that self-care space, and that is relaxation and pampering.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So Nic and I have sort of ventured into a world of pampering with a few different activities, haven't we?
We have. We went to a day spa recently, and we got a massage, facial, like an exfoliation.
We got
type
the works.
package.
We got the works. We're like, let's just spoil ourselves.
Yeah.
We deserve it. We've been through so much. We deserve this. So Nic and I are just outside a beautiful estate, about to indulge in some self-care. We're going to have a 2.5 hour pamper session full of massages. I don't even know what's included. A facial maybe? I'm not too sure.
Yep.
Yeah, so we're really, really going to enjoy this, I think. Some much needed self-care after a couple of rough weeks, or rough year and a bit.
Absolutely. I think today's really well timed for me. I've woken up very fragile. I got out of the car and I said to Mel, this is not a good day for me. So we always said that we would be real on this channel and show it exactly as it is. And there it is. Today I've woken up very fragile. I cried most of the way here.
Oh, I didn't know that. You didn't tell me that.
Well, that's how we roll, isn't it? And, in the car I was thinking to myself, what is it today that created this, and why am I like this today? And really I think what it just came down to is I just woke up and I'm on this earth again for another day without my husband, and sometimes as it gets us. So this is a perfectly timed day for me. I'm really looking forward to the relaxation, and we talk about self-care a lot, don't we?
We do. Yeah. So we'll do a video of after the session to see how Nic's feeling, to see if she's feeling any better.
At least I haven't cried on the video. Held it together.
Just don't mess up the cucumbers on your eyes.
So, I think this is something that we hope will give us some relaxation and let us breathe out for a bit. We had a great time. We had a beautiful massage, facial, body scrub. Really just a beautiful, peaceful. The funny thing is, when we turned up, they had us in a double room, and
very romantic.
So it must have been because we booked 2 people for the same treatment, and they must have thought it was a couple's massage. So we were side by side.
It's like strippers naked. It's like, turn your back, you turn your back.
So you had to take turns. You put a robe on, and then I'll get in the shower. You turn the other way.
We had to have a shower in the same room, and then it was more funny than anything, wasn't it?
So that was pretty funny. So I think, looking at how fragile I was when we arrived here this morning, and looking at the smile on my face now, that just shows just a little bit of self-care and a little bit of pampering goes a long way. Smiles on our faces, and going home in a much better frame of mind. So if you get a chance to go out, do something special for yourself, whether that's a walk in the bush, or a walk on the beach, or going to the park, having a massage.
Go do it for yourself. You deserve it.
Do anything you can, and we hope you find some relaxation and peace in it.
So, look, things like that we've done, we do look for things that give us some relaxation. At the end of our pamper day, when we went for the massage facial, we had a really lovely lunch at a nice restaurant there.
A fancy lunch.
Really treated ourselves to something really special. That was a nice day, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a really gentle day, and
yeah.
I felt like I was doing something really nice for myself.
Yeah, I'll tell you something that happened while we were there, actually. We went for a little bushwalk after lunch. Went for a little walk, and there was a young couple there, maybe in their 30s, and they were obviously, maybe they just got engaged.
It was very romantic, a little romantic picnic setting, and they looked very much in love, and they were dressed up, so it was something. I think he was going to propose.
I think so too, because they had some special food tables set up for them out and at this lovely lookout, and I said, would you like me to take a photo of you? And that would be so lovely, thank you so much. And then they said, oh, you guys look like you're having a nice walk. Is this a mum and daughter day out? Like, what are you talking about? Mel's not my mum. It's disturbed me ever since. Every day I get up now, I go,
We're only 10 years apart.
We're not. We are 9. Oh. You could stop using 10.
Sorry, 9 years apart, to be precise.
Yeah. You can just bring that back in. So now I'm hypersensitive now.
It's okay. You're on element first and nutrients.
I'm fully. It's like Benjamin Button now. I'm going backwards because yesterday I popped in to see some friends, and the husband said, "Gee, your skin's looking good. It looks really plump."
Oh, there we
Like,
go.
oh my God! Look at me. I'm going backwards.
Yay.
Yeah. So, but grief ages you. There's actually science behind it. Is the release of stress hormones. It's really, really interesting when you read about it. The release of the stress hormones in your body and the adrenaline and how long it stays running through your system actually ages you faster.
Oh, no.
So I am now on an aging offensive, and I will stop this in its tracks. There's not a serum on the planet that I haven't currently got in my bathroom.
I've got a few myself, actually. I'm experimenting with.
I felt young just before, and then my hubby died, and suddenly I felt old immediately. And do you feel that?
I definitely felt it, yes. But in a way, coming up to 2 years, I'm feeling like I am getting my youth back a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think it's from looking after myself and doing things that make my soul happy, working through my grief in a really honest way.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, I'm starting to feel better too, but I do feel like I feel older than I am.
And because you are older. I'm older too.
Oh, I wasn't sure what you were digging at then. But that was a really nice, relaxing day, and I really recommend that. I rate some sort of pampering. You'll feel quite peaceful afterwards.
Yeah, treat yourself. Go to a day spa. Do a couple of hours. Do a half a day. Do a full day. Whatever you can do. But honestly, it's so nice, especially just to get a full body massage and even have somebody just touching you again. I mean. I was going to say something else.
I didn't know where you were going with that.
I was going to say, because we haven't been
true. This is true. I've got a neighbour who gives me a hug, and she always gives me a hug and says, sometimes will just say, I know that you're not getting touched very often. I know how important a hug is.
Aww.
So like that, that's really that's quite amazing that someone thinks that way. But when people do give you a hug, it does actually mean a lot, doesn't it? Because we really are like out of contact with the physical world with people, and really, in the early days, how many hugs? There was a lot of hugs, but it does drop away.
Hey, Nick, do you want a hug?
Go on, look at that. See, it's easy.
Hug a fellow widow or widower.
Yeah. So, anything you can do to give yourself a little treat. I know a lot of people like manicures and pedicures.
I like pedicures.
There you go.
I've always got to have nice toenails. Hands, not so much. I do a bit of art, so not good to have nice nails. But toes, always have nice toes. I'm actually getting a pedicure tomorrow morning.
You look like you need one
Yeah,
too.
no.
Don't get those in front of the camera.
I'll wait.
Oh,
come on.
no, they're not that bad. Go on.
What are your toes? Oh, look at your toes. Why don't you come with me? I think you need a pedicure as well.
I've got something on.
Oh, whatever. Cancel it.
But a lot of people get a lot of they find that very pampering. So if that's your thing, if you enjoy that, go do that. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Something else that we did not long ago was that we went to City Cave, didn't we? And we had a float. And they're magnesium pools. If you've never been to one, it's
very salty.
Yeah, it's not like the pod. There are pods around, but this was an actual pool, and you have your own room, and you float in a really small pool full of magnesium, and so you sort of stay afloat. It is magnesium, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can have music playing, or you can just have some soft lighting on, or you can just have complete darkness. And
that float space was awesome. I just thoroughly enjoyed just lying there, floating. My eyes were shut. I turned the light off from time to time, and it was just complete darkness. And I was in a meditative state where I was just like so zenned out, just floating there, just enjoying, just being present in what I was experiencing. And I found that really, really healing.
Yeah, it is quite nice, and it's got this lovely blue light, and it just, there's something about that blue light that's really ethereal, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's amazing where my mind went when we were kind of in there.
Because people are relaxed.
Oh, that's right, yes.
Actually, we don't want to.
We don't know that. Look at this pool.
Ooh. So, word on the street is this type of therapy was invented by a neuroscientist and a psychoanalyst in the 50s as a way to isolate the brain from external stimulation. So what we're going to do is we've each got a room and we're going to float for an hour.
We're not sharing rooms this time.
No doubles float. Float for an hour, and with a bit of luck, it's going to help our sleep and help our stress levels and disconnect our brains from all the stuff that's racing through them.
All that grief stuff, we're just going to relax.
It's all about self-care.
Zen. This is pretty cool. It's super relaxing. So exercise.
Yes.
We have been
doing nothing.
No, we started running.
Yes, we just started
And
running.
we've got we've done a few fun adventures with our run-in, haven't we?
We have.
We've run up the road just here.
Just recently.
And
That
we
was just-
have supported a good cause.
Yes, we have. We've so we have made a commitment to ourselves to get back into exercise because we've gone 18 plus months now without really any. Right, you've done yoga.
I've done yoga.
That's
I've done walks.
You've done-
that's about it.
You've done a lot more than I have. So hats off. But we have had a discussion, and we've discussed with a few of our friends that are widows also about how all our exercises dropped away. Apart from the walking that we do, we've decided we need to lift our game and get back into some proper exercise. So we decided to take up a bit of jogging and just try to get ourselves back up and running again. So we've had a couple of early starts, haven't we, on that?
Yes, we have.
And so we also did do a run for breast cancer, to raise funds for breast cancer.
And do you know what? For some of you who are struggling to leave the bed or leave the couch, sometimes exercise might just be go for a walk in your backyard, do a circle in your backyard. If that's all you can manage, just do that.
Mel's right. When the time is right for you and you can start to do exercise like we're doing, then great. If you're still in a stage where it's just too hard, do what you can do. And like she says, if that's walk around the garden, do it. If that's just lie down on your lounge floor and do a couple of leg raises, or
Do 5 star jumps.
a couple of star jumps, something that makes you feel like you've just expended a bit of energy, you know?
Energy moving around, yeah.
Yeah.
Release some endorphins.
If you have a pet, go outside. Just even throwing the ball for the dog. That's something in the early days. Just for me, even walking outside and picking that ball up and throwing it for the dog seemed like I was climbing a mountain. And that seems ridiculous when you really hear that, but it's true, right? That's actually very, very hard to make yourself do something when you feel so low.
Yeah.
So just try to do one thing, even if it's one thing every day.
Yeah.
Pick one thing and say, today I'm going to walk around the garden, and tomorrow I'm going to walk around it 3 times.
Yeah. And that helps, just to do one thing per day.
Yeah. Wash the car.
Yeah. Go gently on yourself. Go at your own pace.
Yeah.
And, I hope that some of our ideas today have given you some inspiration of things that you can do to help yourself in your self-care. But by all means, if anybody has any other great suggestions on things that have worked for you, please reach out to us. Please comment on this video. We'd love to hear about how you have, delved into that self-care area, and give some others inspiration as well.
It's a very, very difficult thing we're going through, and whatever we can do for ourselves. So we wish you well. We hope you find something that gives you some relaxation and lifts your energy, and we'll see you back here next time for something new.
Hey everybody! Going for a run, the hurricane coming in.
It's okay, our stretches are done, we're all sorted, we're all G'd up for this run, cannot wait.